there's a precedent, so I have to.
Okay.
And it's good to experiment, you know? I didn't at my law school, I will here, you know, I have the religious side.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good adventure. Let's see if there's
Every week, the same challenge. Do we wear the suit jacket? Do we not? So many layers.
Yeah.
Today, we were going with yes.
Okay.
Clearly.
Because I put all the air on, which was nice.
As you what?
Because I turned on the air, so it should feel better. Shouldn't be as schwitzy. Haha. Oy. Oh, I don't know where my rundown went. Whatever. I'll just look at yours.
What did you say?
I said I don't have my rundown next to me, so I'm just going to look at yours.
That's fine.
It is set. Give me 30 seconds to go grab my... I'll bring you up for some.
You made an assumption that I don't drink.
Oh!
Are you okay? No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. That's great.
Should be okay.
Is that okay? Should I grab a... I'll grab... Is there one in there? I'll...
Thank you.
Or a piece of paper.
Yeah, really. Anything will do. Max was looking for something, but maybe that'll work. That'll work. Thank you. Yeah, just so that we don't, you know, make everything poop. Thank you. This is probably.
I'll get from the kitchen and step on it.
We can do it at the end of the night. So we had... Hi, I love you. Me too. You ready? It's gonna be a good day. I think we're okay, right? Oh. Hi. You gonna come up here and sing with us? You don't know these ones. Why don't you know what? Can you be my dancer, and then you can come up for Shema, because I know you know Shema, and you'll sing for me. I don't want to be. You don't want to be a dancer? Then go sit with Dada. You just want to be my little tag. As long as you're not distracting Rabbi Max. Okay.
Hi.
Be good. I love you. Okay.
Should we wait for her?
I don't know.
She
No,
comes
I'm
back
not
in the
sure.
next 20 seconds. I'd say yes.
Okay. Nope. No, she's getting caught. Very good. Thank you. You're amazing.
Keep stepping on it.
That'll work. We'll leave it there, and that way, like, it'll just live there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Suzanne, so much. I did not realize just how far down it had gone. All right. Should be good.
Great.
All right.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שמרחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum.
How good it is.
How sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is. How sweet it is to be together on this day. B'nei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. B'nei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I don't know about you, but it has been a long week for me, and I really, really, really was ready for Shabbat today. Shabbat, as we know in our tradition, not only means our Sabbath, it also means rest or cease. And resting and ceasing from doing the rest of our day-to-day activities allows us to recognize not only maybe the less ideal things that have gone on during the previous week, but also the privilege of gathering in sacred partnership to pray. As Jews, we know what it means to hold these two experiences together, the deep brokenness that we do know is present in our world, and also the extreme joy that we feel when we are able to gather together in prayer. That is what Shabbat, our day of rest, our day of ceasing, allows us to do. We will begin our service with candle lighting, and I'll invite up Holly to lead us on page 2. Amen. Thank you so much, Holly. Sorry. Yeah.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvah, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you, Holly. Stole your thunder a little bit there. And as we take in the candles, take in the start of our Shabbat practice, we welcome the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi on page 20. You may be seated.
זכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת אלי שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף קומי הורי. הורי הורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת פלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated. We continue on page 24 with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem Shalom.
You may be seated. A number of years ago, a very close friend of mine's father took a picture of graffiti he saw when he was visiting Israel, and he blew it up for me, and so I could hang it in my home. It's a picture of a heart, and below the heart it reads, Mechafecha shel ahava, which means the revolution of love. And I've kept this photo with me for many years in a variety of different homes in which I've lived, until recently when my parents assured me that it had been lost in one of the moves, that I had misplaced it. And they were, of course, wrong. And I was so sure that when I was home visiting them a few months ago, I rummaged through the basement until I found it, and I brought it back with me to Los Angeles so I could hang it in my Los Angeles apartment. And the reason I love this photo so much is not necessarily because of where it was taken or even who it was taken by, although I do love my friend's father. It's because the message, Mechafecha shel ahava, the revolution of love, rings so true to me in my life. Love is revolutionary, transformative, healing. It makes us better human beings and helps us change and grow when we've lost our way. Love is the connective tissue that fuels our communities. It feeds us and helps us to be better, to be kinder. I invite us tonight as we join together in our love song for God, for each other, for our community, that we think of the ways in which our love might be revolutionary. Ahavat Olam can be found on page 32.
Hey,
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Redemption by Mark Nazimova. The Israelites walked into the Red Sea 1 foot at a time. What were they thinking about as the water rose up their legs, chilling their hearts, advancing towards their open mouths? We continue to walk, here, now, 1 foot at a time, on our better days, forward. Alone, I cannot reach the far shore without drowning. Somehow, I don't go under. The person to my right holds me up. Something I cannot see holds them up. Blessed is the source of help, so often unexpected. I step forward. The sea is so vast. Blessed are you, gracious one, for your miracles that greet us every day. Please join us in Micha Mocha, our song of revolution, our song of freedom, on page 40.
Micha
shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashki. Not yet. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, Leshalom. Ve'ha'amiteinu, Shomreinu lechayim. Ufrost aleinu, Sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, Leshalom. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, Leshalom.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. For those of you who have prayed in the land of Israel, you know that in the United States, tefillah, prayer, is much more formal. When you go to a synagogue and you pray in Israel, it's very lively. Maybe not I haven't prayed in every single community in Israel, but in many communities in Israel, it's quite lively. People are standing up, they're dancing, they're chatting. And in the United States, while we don't necessarily have the minhag, the practice, the culture of dancing and singing and chatting, there is one song, there's one prayer in Judaism that is in Reform liturgy that's more or less known for getting a little wild. At the synagogue that I used to work at, people used to call this one a banger. And so I invite you to, if there is a moment in the service when you want to let yourself loose a little bit, that Vishamru on page 44 is the time to do it. Please join us.
olam.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Last time.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
I have a feeling I'm going to be in trouble with people over there later. Please rise and turn to page 46.
Adonai, sefatai titach, ufi agid tehihatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Elohei Bilha, Elohei Zilpah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei bneihem, למען שמו ואהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please continue silently. You may be seated when you're done. Page 62.
Israel,
I think we all know it wasn't on page 62. But it was absolutely gorgeous, so hopefully you'll forgive that. We've come to that time in our service when we have the privilege of hearing words of Torah, and so I invite you, as we welcome our Torah service, to turn to page 246, and please rise. Be seated. And for the honor of the Aliyah this evening, whoa, that was nice. Was it nice for all of you? It was nice for me. Ya'amod David Gadol ben Dina v'Shlomo le'aliyah. And this is an aliyah in memory of your grandmother, Ruth Vigoda.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Amen. Vayirab Balak ben Tzipor et kol asher asa Yisrael le'moreh vayigar Moav mipnei ha'am me'od me'od ki ravhu vayikatz Moav mipnei bnei Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. David Gadol.
It's quite a name.
I know it's a good name. Big Dave, yeah.
It doesn't sound as good in English.
Well, Big Dave. It's customary at CBT to, when you come up and bless the Torah, that our congregation blesses you. Especially on a day like today when you're remembering your grandmother, a beautiful time to come up and be able to bless the Torah. Misha berach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham, Yitzhak veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Bila veZilpa, Hu yevarech David Gadol ben Dina v'Shlomo. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, Rachel, Bila, and Zilpah, bless you, Big Dave, as you continue to be a pivotal member of our community and as you remember your dear grandmother tonight. Thank you. And at this time, as our Torah remains in our midst, our minds turn to those who are in need of refuah haguf, healing of body, refuah hanefesh, healing of spirit. We're thinking tonight about those in our community who are in need of refuah shlema, a full and complete healing. Merle Carter-Prop, Sandra Cohen, Steve Covey, Nancy Danger, Joyce Fruchter, Pillar Gill, Michael Gifford, Adrian Greenberg, Risa Heller, Bev Hirsch, Ira Hirsch, Julie Holdaway, Shannon Howard, Jeffrey Colson, Lori Laren, Steve Ostrin, Marlene Perotka, Ron Ross, Steve Schnober, Paul Schwartz, Stan Serrata, Jackie Shadzadi, Robert Slade, Harris Stutman, Janice Tankinson, Howard Tanner, Gary Wagner, Aviva Batmora Leah, Avraham Bentova, Bona Leba Bat Ruth, Chana Bat Sarah, Chaya Leah Bat Miriam, Sarah Rivka Bat Nisan, Esther Malka Chana Bat Batya Ruth, Yochanan Atzel Shmuel, Ben Avraham Basara, Leah Bat Avraham Basara, Shoshana Arza Bat Sarah, Tzipora Bat Sorel, Velazar. And if there is anyone whose name was not called, who is in need of refuah shlema, a full healing, if you are joining us online, I invite you please to put their name in the chat or keep it in your heart. And if you're here with us in person, I invite you, as my hand passes around the room, please feel free to say their name out loud. page 252.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
Please rise as we return the Torah to the Ark.
Freedom is a rocket, isn't it? Oh, actually. I'm starting that really dramatic entrance, starting again. With the glasses, better to see. Freedom is a rocket, isn't it? Bursting orgasmically over park loads of hot dog devouring human beings, or into the cities of our enemies without whom we would surely kill ourselves, though they are ourselves. And America, I see now, is the soldier who said, "I saw something burning on my chest," and tried to brush it off with my right hand.
but my arm wasn't there. America is no other than this moment. The burning rib cage, the hand gone that might have put it out, the skies afire with our history. This piece is titled 4th of July, and in it, poet John Brehm describes what he calls the American condition, a soldier trying to brush burning embers off his chest, only to discover he is missing the very limb by which to do so. Independence Day, a holiday meant to represent our freedom, our liberation. And yet this past week, for so many, it accomplished quite the opposite. For me, the 4th of July was spent calling friends and family in and around Highland Park, Illinois, where a young man opened fire on parade attendees, killing 7 and injuring over 40 others. I spent the day glued to updates on my phone, remembering bike rides with my family through the very streets on which this carnage occurred, horrified by news of the victims, one of whom I had met at a wedding just this past October, and frustrated by a nation filled with those who would respond to violence by producing sounds that mimic those heard just before innocent people lost their lives. A spectacular and painful reminder plastered across the evening sky of what freedom in the United States can look like. In Parshat Balak, the parsha we read for this week, we read of the non-Israelite prophet Balaam, who is hired by a Midianite king to curse the people of Israel. Balaam knows that God does not wish him to curse the Israelites, and therefore he has no intention of doing so. But King Balak is insistent, so he sets out on his donkey anyway. On their journey, an angel of God blocks the road. The donkey sees this angel and swerves into a field, but the prophet Balaam cannot see it. Each time the donkey veers off the road to avoid the angel, Balaam beats her into continuing the journey. After the third beating, the donkey pleads with the prophet, begging him to cease from his harsh treatment. And in this moment, Vayigal Adonai et Einai Balaam yirah. Adonai uncovers Balaam's eyes, and he sees the angel God has placed in his path. Balaam is certain that he will not curse the Israelites, for he serves God, and God has been quite clear about the holiness of God's people. So, what's the harm? What's the harm of appeasing the commands of the Midianite king if he has no intention of following through with the curse? Unfortunately, Balaam cannot see the ways in which simply embarking on the journey will in and of itself support an oppressive regime and cause real and unnecessary pain. Upon speaking with God, Balaam pleads ignorance, insisting, "Chatati ki lo yadati," I sinned because I did not know that it was you standing in my path. But a midrash, a piece of biblical exegesis on this verse, pushes the truth of that statement. It reads, "Then Balaam said unto the angel of Adonai, I have sinned." This is surprising. If he didn't know, then what was the sin? The answer is that there are occasions when not knowing is itself a sin. For example, if a child strikes a parent, that child cannot justify that violence by saying they didn't know it was forbidden to strike one's parent. So too is it the case with a prophet and an angel. If the prophet says that he didn't know the angel was placed before him, that is the sin. This is what Balaam said. I sinned because I did not know. As a prophet, I should have known. I should have known that the angel stood before me. Not knowing was the sin itself. This midrash implies that perhaps on some semi-conscious level, Balaam did know that it was problematic to travel out for a meeting with Balak, and even if he didn't know, he should have, for Balak's intentions for the Israelites were clearly destructive. Balaam had a responsibility to recognize the harm he would cause by venturing forth. He literally had a barrier placed in his path to dissuade him. But he didn't want to see the angel, so he didn't. It's easy to claim that we do not see the ways in which we sustain and even lend support to systems of violence while espousing the opposite values, especially when those systems may be to our benefit. It may be preferable to numb our minds to the horrors around us, using fireworks to blot out the sounds of death and destruction occurring across our nation. But when we refuse to see what is right in front of us, when we allow ourselves not to know, we not only commit a sin like that of Balaam, but we also become responsible for all of the horrors that follow. The concept of pikuach nefesh, of saving a human life, is so central to Jewish law that it precedes all other commandments in Torah. One is not only permitted but required to disregard a law when that law conflicts with life or health. In the Shulchan Aruch, which includes the various halakha or legal codes in Judaism, it is written, "It is a religious precept to desecrate the Sabbath for any person afflicted with an illness that may prove dangerous. They who are zealous or are praiseworthy, while they who ask questions shed blood." You see, in this way, we understand that those who prioritize law over human life are, according to Jewish law, responsible for any loss of life that occurs as a result of that law. The American condition is one that unfortunately has prioritized law over life for far too long. A society that venerates a constitutional amendment even at the expense of American lives, of children's lives. Our skies are burning, not with the fireworks of our freedom, but with the shame of our collective priorities. Over the 4th of July, bullets shattered my notion of liberty and independence, not only in Highland Park, but in New York City, Richmond, Kansas City, Holton City, Indianapolis, and Kenosha, contributing to the 323 mass shootings that have occurred in the United States just this past year. Freedom is dependent not only on our choice to see the embers on our chests, but also on our determination to remove them. And for that, we have to be brave enough to acknowledge the ways in which our country has fallen short of its principles and fight for a society that values human life over a singular law. It is our responsibility to admit to the sin of not seeing, of not knowing, and work actively to make up for previous behavior. Because we deserve to live in a country where shootings are an oddity, not an everyday occurrence. But by opening our eyes and the eyes of our fellow Americans, by forcing them to see and understand the harm that is being done to our communities, I believe eventually we will live in that country. For freedom and liberty are not found in the beautiful fireworks that soar above our heads. They are achieved through the labor of our hands. Shabbat Shalom. Our service continues on page 282 with Aleinu. When you are ready, please rise.
Shalom,
may be seated. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your sibling walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. If you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and letting go of children that need to be free. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. At this point in our service, our minds turn to those who have departed this earth just recently. As a community, we are remembering Marilyn Steiger, who died several weeks ago, as well as those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of whose death, resides this week. In our CBT community, we are remembering this week Samuel Abramson, father of Mark Abramson, John David Bell, mother of Roberta Harris, Jeff Gilbert, father of Suzanne Seiden, Anne Gladstone, grandmother of Carrie Dole, Isidore Goldberg, Louis Lerner, grandfather of Judy Lerner, Alvin Levin, father of Nancy Blumenthal, Daniel Lewis, cousin of Deborah Ozema, Jeannie Miller, mother of Karen Young, Roberta Esther Naim, sister-in-law of Linda Goldscheft, Caitlin Ozema, daughter of Deborah Ozema, Simon Rocher, father of Joe Rocher and grandfather of Marcy Rocher Schmolowitz, Joseph Rubin, uncle of Linda Senner, Leonard Sellett, brother-in-law of Bruce Brown, Abraham Schiffberg, remembered by Albert Schiffberg Mencher, Dana Lynn Staller, daughter of Hinda Staller and Lou Staller, Moses Turek, remembered by Wendy Fink, Eunice Adelph, aunt of Michelle Davidson and sister-in-law of Mareem Udelph, Ruth Vigoda, grandmother of Sean Sagan, Shoshana Weinberg, cousin of Rachel Perry. We also take to heart the 497 Americans who lost their lives this week to gun violence and pray for a day when such senseless bloodshed no longer exists. If there is someone who you are observing Shiva, Shloshim, Shana for, or if there's someone in your life whose soul, whose memory is just weighing on you a little bit heavy tonight, and you feel like bringing their name into this space, if you're joining us on Zoom or online, please feel free to put their name in the chat or keep it in your heart. And if you're with us here in person, as my hand passes around the room, please feel free to say their name out loud. Zichronam livracha, may all of their blessings, may all of their memories forever be a blessing. We join together as a community on page 294 in Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei de kol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach leolam umei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudusha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. You may be seated, and it is my pleasure to invite up one of our fearless leaders, Suzanne Seiden, to give us some announcements for tonight.
Good evening. I represent the board here at CBT, and I first want to say thank you very much for everybody who's sitting right here. It is such a joy to see everybody's faces. And for those at home, we would love to see you soon. Join us here. We have changed things a little bit. We have our onig outside, so we are getting to communicate with each other even a little bit more, and we would love to have you join us sooner than later. We really, truly do miss seeing you in person. Tonight I'm going to break a little bit from the tradition. Normally I would tell you things that are coming up, but frankly, Brotherhood has a lot of cool things coming up this summer. So I'm going to let Jay Seiden tell you about that.
As she said, I'm Jay Seiden. I am the current Brotherhood president. So, I am the current Brotherhood president. So, we've got a really busy time coming up right now. The end of the month, July 30th, we have our dinner dance. We've moved it outside onto the patio so we don't have COVID issues. Masks are optional out on the patio. If you come in the building and use the bathroom, we'd ask you to put your mask on. But other than that, we're out there. We're going to have fun. So please come. Flyers are in the bulletin, so you can get more information about it. $32 per person. We need the money by July 25th so we can order the food. It's being catered by Newport Rib Company. August 2nd, we have the Angel Game. We still have about a dozen tickets available, $25 per tickets, excellent seats. You can see me, you can talk to Sarah in the office, or Gary Miller, and we can get you tickets. And it's a new year, so Brotherhood new membership and renewals of your old membership are now due. $45 for the year, and it provides all the services that we provide here, and donation to the temple and the religious school, barbecuing whenever we have an event that we need it, food at breaking the fast after Yom Kippur, etc. So please join. We'll see you out at the dance and everywhere else.
Many people say CBT family. I'm a member of the CBT family. And so family who's out there at home, we would love to see you again. And family here, I'm very appreciative that you're here tonight. I want to thank Catherine for giving us lovely music as usual, and cantorial soloist Jenna Sagan, and our luck to have rabbinical student Rabbi, I have to call him Rabbi, sorry, Rabbi Max Antman here for guiding us this summer. Shabbat Shalom.
Song first. Song first. Yes, yes. We love songs first. Songs are good to sort of conclude this portion, right?
The world that we believe should be will only come about by the strength of our will and the strength of our work. And so as we finish our service tonight, we think about not only the work that needs to be done, but also our collective ability to help shape that world. We join together with Olam Chesed Yibaneh. We will build this world with love. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadada.
I will build this world from love. And
You will build this world from love. And if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love.
one more time.
Olam chesed yibaneh. Olam chesed We join together with the blessings over the wine and the bread. Jenna, that eventually I will remember the order of the things that need to happen in the service, but it will only happen after I'm no longer your student rabbi. So you can enjoy several more weeks of me messing up the page numbers and the order. So come back for that, because why not? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemaaseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu vaharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim V'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Kiddos.
And we join together. If you're under the age of 10, please come help us with the challah. I know there's a lot of people in the room that are slightly over 10, so wanted to just, make it special. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Grab.
B'tei avon, everyone.
B'tei avon, please join us outside for an oneg. Thank you to everyone who participated in services tonight. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.